Oh, yes, you are going around the country having fundraisers for environmental people, environmental candidates supposedly, leftist candidates that are supposedly environmental who have been so quiet. All of Hollywood has been so quiet. Where are the people that supposedly love nature? This is the most horrible thing, and if you don't know it, you should know it. In case you think you're safe up here and it's not coming around to you that it can affect the weather, you're sadly mistaken. That it can affect much more than you can ever dream and from every which way. Where was the president? He was out at fundraisers. He was having parties. He had a party with the president of Mexico, a big shindig. His shindigs are very big and very frequent. And allowed the president of Mexico to take a stab at the previous president while standing at the very White House grounds, which I don't approve of. I wouldn't want anyone coming in criticizing Obama on the White House grounds. Not allowed any more than I would go to the palace in London and criticize the Queen. Where else was he? Oh, some shindig with Kelly Clarkson. Where else was he? Oh, the big Paul McCartney thing. As somebody said, how dare he be having fun and be busy promoting all his stuff, just skirting around the country on other topics. How dare he? While our country, not only our country, our universe, our earth, our planet is an incredible, horrible catastrophe. Horrible catastrophe. We are dying with what is going on in the Gulf. It's a way of taking some of our world and making it die. And if that's okay, and if that's something you're not supposed to touch, I think there's been some daylight on some of the ways and means of the person who is the President of the United States. And I think that, well, let me think. I'm saying all these things to you right off the cuff. I didn't even prepare. I have so many things that I know about this that I want to convey to you. It's not at all prepared. My speeches never are, but usually I have some things tipping me off to remember. But there's so much I wanted to say, I figured it would just come pouring out, which it has. And I'm trying to remember here any other, before I'm going to be closing, any other salient points that I would like to stick in. Oh, by the way, the president listening to academicians, or you suppose it, and the idea that he's cool. He's not cool, he's cold. That's where you're mistaken. He's not cool, he's cold. And he said, for example, and his idea of listening and supposedly knowing so much by listening to academicians, which when you don't really know how to judge it, how the heck do you know what you're supposed to be doing? But he says on the one hand, he says that he said in the last speech, he's going to bring the Gulf back to better than it was before. Excuse me? Ain't never gonna happen. Anybody knows that. Even a child knows that. And another thing, he said, the leftists that are, his base, so to speak, they said to him, don't allow any drilling for oil, if you remember, a little while back. Then he got in with the oil companies, had a session with them, and he came out, he says, there's no problem with drilling, it's safe. Because he was listening, doing his listening. I hope you're understanding the points I'm trying to make to you. I have to say goodbye now because this is the end of the show. If you don't understand how serious this is in every which way, ladies and gentlemen, wake up. I'm going to sing. This is dedicated to the person that is supposed to lead the country. It's a heartache, nothing but a heartache. Hits you when it's too late. hits you when you're down. It's a fool's game, and nothing but a fool's game. Standing in the cold rain, feeling like a clown. It ain't right for us to care when you find he doesn't share with you. It ain't right to need someone as much as we depended on.